You know that the startup period for any business is like the first 2 years, either you're going to make it or you're going to fold up.
Yes.
And most people are not patient.
Patient.
Like I trained 19 students last 20.
Okay.
And I think half of them, either I see them now posting, some are posting wristwatches for sale, boxers for sale. Like this factory, you won't believe that I started with this factory with one machine. But what if I sell a bag for 40,000 or 20,000? I will take 20% of it, put it aside. But the remaining 80% is going back into the factory. Then just keep it there, even if you don't have anything to buy, keep it there until the money gets to what you can buy.
Starting a business takes more than just sacrifice and patience. And for the founder of Luvaghi, it all began with just one machine. Now her brand is redefining handmade bags and accessories. But how did she turn that small start into a thriving business?
Very sharp. Get up. What are you saying? Are you left-handed? For goodness sake. Okay. The brand started 13 years ago, 12 to 13 years ago. I knew that 8 to 5 is good, but it cannot meet my needs. I've always wanted to do business.
Okay.
In fact, when I worked for 13 years before I resigned, my mother was surprised because she never thought I would work that long.
Okay.
I always like to, whatever I have, I want to multiply it in terms of.
Okay, so it's not like you learned how to make bags or how to make.
No, I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn how to make bags. I didn't learn how to make clothes. The only thing I've learned how to make is my shoes.
Okay, you make your shoes.
I make shoes, and
Okay.
I learned for like 1 week. I had to go to Lagos.
1 week?
1 week.
Okay.
And when I made the first, the guy was teaching me, and he said, "Are you sure you've not made this thing before?" And I said, "No."
So like you're picking up fast, right?
Yes, 1 week.
So what has it been like running a business in Nigeria?
First of all, you can't get the materials that you need to source for your materials, your accessories. They're quite difficult to come by. Even when you see them, it has gone ×3. And you can't put that value on your bags now. Maybe you are selling a bag before 200,000. You cannot sell it 750. Nobody's going to buy it. Your hardware, you are buying something, thinking that you spent a lot of money to buy. In the end, maybe your zip will just collapse. And the product has gone out, or you are buying something and begins to tarnish. So you cannot even get value for your money, power, to even get artisans to work. Nobody wants to work for anybody. Everybody is the same out of this state. And people that are even learning, they don't even upgrade.
Okay.
They don't upgrade. They just want to run with whatever every other person is doing. You know that the startup period for any business is like the first 2 years, either you're going to make it or you're going to fold up.
Yes.
And most people are not patient.
Patience, okay.
To go through that start period. And people are not ready to improve
On what they've learned.
So in the end, you have the bottom is saturated with people are doing the same thing.
Okay.
And because people do not calculate how much they are using to produce an item, they just want to, okay, I'll make this thing. In the end, they're even losing.
Wow.
So once you say your price is maybe something 10 naira, somebody raised you at 5 naira without calculating how much. So they believe the 10 naira and go for the 5 naira.
Okay.
And then they do a shoddy job.
Okay.
So in the end, most of them, just a few, like I trained 19 students last 2023, and I think half of them, either I see them now posting, some are posting wristwatches for sale, boxers for sale. One of them is doing paid employment.
Wow.
Once in a while, she say when she has time, she does her. This is a cylinder bed machine.
For leather too?
Leather.
Okay.
Cylinder bed. This one is dual, both leather and clothes.
Okay.
Depends on the size of needle that you use. This one is normal, but we have reinforced most of them to use for leather. So these ones are all for clothes, and
All of these
few
ones?
them are reinforced for leather.
So if you say reinforced, it means
That means they have added more string to it, so you can sew leather.
okay. So on the norms, they normally cannot sew
Normally,
leather.
no. If you want to use it for leather, you have to get the mechanic to put extra strength.
Okay. So which means you worked on this one.
On this one.
Okay.
That's how you start. This is also an industrial one.
This is an industrial machine.
Yes, this and that. You see how the difference?
Yes.
But manual.
Yes.
Then these are my filing machines for shoes.
Okay.
Sometimes we use them to file leather to give us into friction.
Okay.
This is skiving machine. This one. These are the threads that we use. The kind of thread that we use are all they are synthetic thread. It's not normal thread. And this is the flat bed machine. The bags too.
Oh, so this was in Abuja, right?
No, Asaba.
Oh, you came to Asaba.
South export whatever we do. It's my students, courtesy 2021 students that gave me this. I don't know whether it was just or
So it was like a birthday gift or something.
no, when they were living.
What are some of the positive parts, or do I say the advantages of running your own business?
You get satisfaction. You're in control of your time.
Okay.
Because I've done paid employment before and I have worked 8 to 5.
So you know what it means to be in
I
the
know what
corporate.
it means to, but I would also suggest for anybody, either through IT or whatever, try and work in an organization
Okay.
before you start your business.
Okay, so does it give you some hands-on experience?
Yes, a lot of experience. It gives you a lot of experience, how you run your business, how you manage your time.
Yes.
You know, but what I try to do when anybody comes here, I try to put in those courses for them
Okay.
to teach them time management. I teach them how to cost their product, how to run a business. I just chip that in. So that you don't do like a woman goes to the market. Just make sure that your business is properly run.
Okay.
Try to do that. And I cannot say that it helped me. I worked for 13 years and it helped me a lot. Helped me to structure my business more.
Okay.
Although these days a lot of courses that you do online, but I think the practicals, you cannot, even if it's 1 or 2 years, do it.
So how do you come up with your designs?
I think about them myself. I watch a lot of programs on DSTV, like Housewives of anything, Housewives of Lagos, Housewives of Atlanta, anyone.
Okay, so like women programs.
Yes, I like to watch them
Okay.
to see, and I'm watching. Sometimes I'm not even listening to what they are saying. I'm just looking at their color schemes. I'm looking at the kind of bags they are carrying, looking at their carriage. You know, so that one also helps me to come up with designs.
Okay.
So I might see like 2 different bags that I like, and I would infuse the 2 designs together. But
Okay.
one thing I don't ever do, I don't ever copy and paste anybody's home. If I see a Chanel bag, for instance, now, and I love it, I would make sure that if you're going to use chain on their own, I'm going to put a leather handle on mine. The best I can do is, inspired by Chanel. So
Okay,
my designs, I can say that 90% original.
Okay. So in other instances, do you say you improve on already existing designs?
Not all the time. There's some, yes, not that I'm improving. It's just a divergent from there. I don't want to be copy and paste.
Okay, so you're getting an idea from
Ideas from them.
Okay.
But sometimes I come up with those designs most times by myself. I do a lot of sketching.
Okay.
I did fine arts to O levels. I think I had an A1. I draw very
Okay.
well. So I do a lot of sketches. I might be sleeping the whole night and dreaming about making a bag. So when I wake up, the first thing I do is just take my paper and
Sketches.
draw it out. Yes.
Okay.
Sketch it out. Put on the dimensioning and the color schemes.
Okay. So where do you source your materials from?
Mainly Mushin, Lagos. And then online too. There's some vendors online that you can order from. Even my mold for stamping on my label. I have a locally made one. I have the one from China as well. But I buy from my materials from Mushin mostly. Then once in a while from Onitsha.
You know, there are a couple of young people these days that are waiting to have millions until they start their businesses. You understand? So, like, what's your advice for such people?
I think most times people that are looking for that millions, they don't have the passion.
Okay.
If you have the passion, you can start with any amount. Let me take you back a bit. I remember when I came into Warri, I was so scared of Warri people. They told me that Warri is bad. The school I went to, a boarding house, and my parents were in Lagos, so I came from Warri here. So wanted to start to sell materials. I told my husband, this, that time, I think I went to about with 8,000.
8,000.
8,000 then. I remember 1 year. And by the time I grew that business, I had grown to go into about with 500,000 within a year or two.
Wow.
So the thing is not to think so big.
Okay.
Even if you don't have a sewing machine, you can look for somebody next door that has a machine that you can go and use. So you can, if you want to, like things for leather bags and leather works are very expensive. You cannot buy all of them at once. Just start with whatever you have. Like this factory, you won't believe that I started with this factory with one machine.
Just one machine?
Yeah, because when I transitioned from clothes to bags, in fact, I transitioned from anything sewing, I had just one machine to mend my clothes.
Okay.
So I now started bags making. I had just one machine.
Oh.
And that's what I was using. But what if I sell a bag for 40,000 or 20,000? I will take 20% of it, put it aside. But the remaining 80% is going back into the factory.
Okay, into the factory.
I'm either buying a machine or I'm buying leather or I'm buying something.
Okay.
And that's how this place grew to how many machines you have now within how many years.
Okay.
Never taking a loan. 80% goes back. Even if it's someone that came to train and paid me money for the training, 80% is going back into the factory. That's the way you can grow. If you're not doing that, if you don't do the 80%, just keep it there. Even if you don't have anything to buy, keep it there until the money gets to what you can buy and put. To our fox leather.
Okay.
This is fox leather. This is also fox or synthetic polyester leather.
Okay, and this is animal skin.
Tanned animal skin.
Can you get it in large quantity?
If this particular design, maybe I might go back to the market and I will not see it. But maybe if I get to the point where I'm really ordering directly from the source abroad, maybe.
So which one? This is like a limited edition, right?
Yes.
So how much would this go for?
Right now, it's about 300,000.
You have to smile before you told me the price.
Right now, because when I made it that time, calculations and everything was about 250.
There's a woman that first decided I made bags for. Warri, I told you that I made my bags for 1 year. I was not selling. I was just making bags. It's my fellowship.
When I started, I was making only female bags.
Okay.
And I was making only 100% animal skin bags. And that did not push me very fast. If I would start again, I would do both. I would do fox or synthetic leather bags as well. And I will also profile lots of male products. Like right now, I found out that if you make a pair of slippers for men and just put it, it goes.
Okay.
Or you make a cross shoulder bag for men, they don't buy as much as women, but it goes. So I would increase my target to include both male and female, and not just once in a while. I'll make it very conspicuously male and female. The business has carried my name beyond my brand.
Okay.
Yeah, to places I didn't expect. You know, like at a point, like maybe like is it 10 years ago? It's going to 10 years now. I was in a campaign. I saw my name as a member of a campaign team for a governor in Delta State. I was like, who put my name there? Anyway, I went, and I think that was when my products, this bag thing, really blew up. So I said I would carry a bag during the campaign. Ah, madam, I would like your bag. I made it.
Okay.
And in the process, got to meet the governor, former governor, got to meet people in government.
I mean, these are people you've never met before. Okay.
So the brand now went ahead of me. And then because the product, the quality of the products also went ahead. And it came to a point where, leather works, they've been in a meeting, want to do leather, somebody's calling me, they will so call you, they said they'll call, your guy said they should call Madam Leather for Warri. So they're doing like a South export, whatever. Madam Leather, bring your leather works. Even the Export Promotion Council, before I even went to register as an exporter, we're already asking for my product.
Wow.
You know,
so like they were asking you to.
Yes, madam. When we go for an exhibition, madam, please come and put your products on our stand.
To think some people apply for those kind of opportunities.
Then I hadn't even applied to the Export Promotion Council. That's when I finally had to apply. So the thing has opened doors for me, and above all, it gives me so satisfaction to sew a bag and I look at it and I'm just happy.
Okay, that is something you did, and
Yes,
it's
something like the life lesson that I would carry on. It's you don't sell on credit, oh.
you don't sell on credit.
No. Initially, I would. I would. Okay, this person I know.
Okay.
So I would do it.
So familiarity.
Even training. And they'll come and tell you long stories, and I let them train. But I won't do that again. So it's not that one. Business is not business. There's no. Like I said, if I wanted to make a pair of shoes for myself, I'll pay for the leather. Maybe the labor, no. So there's no, right now in my business, there's no familiarity.
From a single machine to a full-scale factory, Luvaghi isn't just building a brand, she's creating opportunities and passing on her skills to the next generation. She's proving that with the right moves, a small start can grow into something much bigger. If you'd like to check out her limited edition bags, I've linked her page in the description below. I believe every journey is a story worth telling. So if you enjoy business stories, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, I had to sketch it and cut it out.
Okay.
Before I now transferred it here. So this is all part of the bag I'm still working on.